Hey everyone, this is Ian C. Welcome to Board Game Addict. I'm glad you'd be joining me for this episode of this review of Back to the Future Dice Through Time. Before we take a look at some of the highlights of the game and get to the review, let me encourage you to like this video, hit the subscribe button, share it on your favorite social media, and if you want to, you can donate to us by clicking the link below to the Buy Me a Coffee page, in addition to the fact that I will provide an affiliate link so that you can buy a copy or a copy, is that a copy? Whatever you call this. So you can buy one of these bad boys for yourself if you're so inclined. All right, now let's review the game. All right, well, let's review the game. Well, the first thing I think you need to know about this game is that it's a co-op game. And as a co-op game, it suffers from a lot of the same things that all cooperative games suffer from, but it also has a lot of the same benefits that cooperative games have. So as a negative as far as the game is concerned, there's lots of ways to lose, but really there's only one way to win. Actually, with this game, though, I have to say that the negatives of the co-op that you find in a lot of co-op games aren't as difficult. Okay, they're not as difficult to overcome. So in co-op games, like I said, it's more easy to lose. And the reason they make it that way is because you get to work with somebody else and making decisions, and so then you have a better chance of winning if you've got more than one person pulling their thoughts and resources together to help you accomplish the game. So with that said, let me just say that yes, that's true for this game to a degree, but losing this game isn't that easy to do. It's actually pretty, or let me put it in other terms, it's actually pretty easy to win this game. It's pretty easy to win this game. One of the things that co-op games often have, though, that a lot of people don't like is they have, the ability for one person to kind of quarterback, to kind of take over. That is going to be just dependent upon who you play with. For me, that didn't happen. So the person who I play a lot of my games with, Ashton, he and I work really well together in making decisions, and I never feel like he's overriding me in any decisions or I'm overriding him in any decisions. But, maybe he feels like I'm overriding him in decisions, but I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. But of course, you have to look out for that. When you have a game where you're working together as a team, there always seems to be, or not always, but there can seem to be, it tends towards somebody going, well, no, you do this and you do this, and I think that we should do it this way, and somebody kind of taking over. So you kind of have to watch out for that. So if you're deciding to play this game and you know it's a co-op game, it might make you think about who you want to invite to your gameplay. Okay, so if you know somebody suffers from that syndrome, quarterback syndrome, then you might not want to invite that person when you play this game right here. But I do have to say, again, let me reiterate, losing on this one isn't as bad as, say, like Pandemic. Pandemic was super easy to lose. Now this one's actually pretty easy to win. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Back to the Future theme. So this has a strong Back to the Future theme in it, and it's a time travel game as well. And basically you're playing Doc and Marty traveling through time, okay? And it goes all the way from 1885 to 2015. And you can travel through, and the idea is you have to resolve issues and resolve events and return items back to the their right location. And once you return all the items back to the right location, then you win. But it could be anything. I mean, really, it could be anything. You really could make it whatever. I mean, it's just basically picking stuff up and putting it in another spot. They just instead of saying X, they say Marty's skateboard, you know, instead of saying Y. I mean, it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be Back to the Future. The only thing that makes it Back to the Future is what they're calling it and the design of the pieces. But it could be any kind of time travel game or any game where you move something from one location to another location. So the theme is strong, but the theme is not game dependent. The theme is really just dependent upon the design of the game, which is good. I mean, it's good. So next, let's talk about game flow. How does the game flow? It flows actually pretty well. There wasn't a lot of consulting the rules. It was one of those games where you just played, you figured out what it is you wanted to do, and you accomplished your outcome for each round. So it wasn't childish either. I didn't find it that childish. It says ages 10 and up. Yeah, I mean, I would say that. I mean, they know better than I do, but I wasn't feeling like it was just like a spin the needle and move your pieces and hope you don't land on a bad spot kind of childish kind of game, which is real simple, but also really easy to play. And then therefore the game flow goes really easy. This actually had a fair amount of strategy to it. You rolled your dice. You had to figure out what your moves were going to be. You had to figure out what your best move and your best resolve and your best returning items and all that stuff, what the best thing is going to be for the overall outcome of the game, which I actually felt was pretty sophisticated. But at the same time as it being sophisticated, I also felt as though it wasn't difficult at all. The dice have a certain amount of things that you can do with them. And there are certain things you can't do. So, I mean, it's actually fairly easy to do. However, I do have to say that it looks daunting. Like the last game, like the last Back to the Future game I talked about, it looks daunting. It looks like it's going to be super complicated because there's all this dice and there's all these moves and you can move this way and that way and there's these resolve moves and there's the returning things, but it's way easy. Don't let any of that intimidate you. It's way easy. I would say, if I rated this game, I would say a good 9 out of 10. A good 9 out of 10. I would say a definite make time to play this game. A definite stick around if this game is being played. Definitely make time for this. And I think that's all that I have as far as review is concerned. It's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I really encourage you to play the game and let me know your thoughts. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw here, these are small steps for you, but it really means a lot for us here on the channel. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share it on your favorite social media, donate by following the link below. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know what kind of game you would like me to play in the future. All that stuff. And thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on another episode of Born Game. Look, I can't even talk, right? I'll catch you on another episode of Board Game Addict.